Welcome to the Bronx Journal. I'm your guest host, Trent Love. Joining us today is a fellow Bronxite, Coach Stevan Lynn, host of Dare to Dream, A Father's Guide to Success. He will be talking to us about his involvement in a semi-pro football team, the New York Sin. Welcome to the Bronx Journal, Coach Stevan Lynn.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
So, can you tell us a little bit more about what is the New York Sin? Who are they?
The New York Sin is the New York's premier semi-pro football league on the East Coast league out of the Edenwald Projects. That's our home turf. And just a wonderful, wonderful group of young men who take no excuse, looking for the championship by any means necessary. That's right.
So can you tell us a little bit about when the season actually begins and ends for these particular group of players?
Semi-pro ball typically runs from June through mid to the end of October, with the playoffs in November. So we start the actual season around the first or second week in June, but spring football, spring practice starts around March. That's when you really start getting your place on the team, trying to get a spot on the roster around mid-March.
Mid-March. About the team and getting on the team, what are the ages of the players that you work with?
Semi-pro ball has strict guidelines regarding the age groups. 18-year-old up through approximately 26, 27. When they get around the mid-20s, normally they've either went on to pro ball or that's pretty much the end of a career, even in pro football as well. So that's pretty much it, 18 through 26, 27, nothing less than 18. And you cannot be involved in any type of collegiate program, nor can you be in a high school program and or high school in general to play semi-pro football. We do not do that.
Now, I know that you have a show also, as I mentioned before, Dare to Dream, A Father's Guide to Success. Fatherhood is very important, and so I see you're involved in the fatherhood. So what besides that, what makes you specifically qualified to be a coach of a semi-pro team?
Well, years of experience, both in, as the case in most coaches, growing up playing ball. I had the wonderful opportunity to play college ball at North Carolina A&T many, many moons ago. However, the coaching aspect has come from coaching Rocket Football League, which is young people from 7, 8, 9 years old, all the way up to high school football before I became a semi-pro coach, before I took this position. So it's years of experience, over 20 years in the game.
Experience is key.
That's it. You got to have it. You got to know the language. You got to know what's going on, particularly with the young men.
So you've had some wonderful experience, and you share with us some experiences thus far. Can you tell us a little bit about maybe what's your most memorable experience in coaching?
Wow, so many to think of. It has to be recently, the team that I work with now, New York Sin, the adversity that we've been through, the times that it seemed that we weren't going to win, times that we seemed that all was against us, and just to see the young men pull together. And even though at the end of the game the scoreboard might not have been in our favor, we still stuck together like glue. And words can't describe the type of feeling you get as a coach to see the young men more than just winning the game, but become a leader, become really a responsible man. And so there's so many occasions that's happened.
So
very proud of those.
How do you actually do that? What do you tell them at a moment when they're really down? What specifically might you say when they're really down and things are looking gloomy, or they're just running away and you just want them to stay focused and in the game? What do you tell them to keep them focused on the game?
Well, we stick to our game plan. Practice makes perfect. That's in life, particularly in football. We had a game plan. We're going to stick to it. But more importantly, give it your best shot. It doesn't really matter whether you win the game or not. If you gave it your best shot, if you left everything on the field, then you have nothing to be ashamed of. And more oftentimes than not, we're going to come out victorious, particularly when you start getting the team to gel and everybody knows their role. We seem to be able to have some wonderful end results thereof. But oftentimes, and you don't win all the games, but the bottom line is we give it our best shot. And we stick together like a team, win or lose. And the fellas have drawn to that, and they believe in that. And by the end of the season, that's just what we do. We're here together. We'll go down fighting, as I said, win, lose, or draw.
And you're learning a lot.
Yes, sir.
Along the way.
Yes, sir.
So basically, you have a game plan, it seems, and obviously you have a philosophy.
Yes.
So can you share with us maybe what's your philosophy that helps the team stay focused?
Faith in the team, faith in yourself. Similar to the same premise that we have for the fathers. I know I say that quite a bit, but
you never can hear it enough.
It's just basic, exactly. You have to get back to the basics. Sacrifice. The team, you have to be willing to sacrifice. Getting ready for a game, practicing, studying, watching the film, knowing your opponent. There's no other way around it. Patience. The game, you cannot win the game in the first quarter. You have to go to the end of the fourth quarter. So we have patience. Even though it seems like we're down, the game is not over yet. And last but not least, our team always is committed. You have to have a commitment to not only the team, but to yourself. I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to make sure this game is won if nobody else does. Once you put those four together, you seem to have a much better chance of winning, not just, again, for the team, but for yourself. And so that's really my philosophy. We never quit, never surrender.
Well, thank you so much, Coach, for sharing. I want everybody to stay tuned. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break and be back for all this and more on the Bronx Journal. Stay tuned.
How I feel your love around me.